Chapter 407, Blood Sun King. In his impression, this last wave of heavenly tribulation was the most terrifying heavenly tribulation. Come on, after crossing this tribulation, I'll be a powerhouse at the divine separation stage. Kang Chul raised his head to look proudly at the sky, his eyes blazing with battle intent. Because the 9 revolutions, Zhuang Gong had broken through to the 7th layer. He was able to defeat an average harmonization stage powerhouse with his physical strength alone. Therefore, with his cultivation breaking through to the divine separation stage, his strength instantly reached a divine separation stage grand completion level, close to a harmonization stage Seal King powerhouse. With this kind of strength, he was definitely the overlord of the cultivation world, and was at the top in the entire Flood Wasteland continent, not even much worse than the Dan Emperor at his peak. I finally made it this far. Kang Chon's heart was filled with weariness at this moment, thinking of the past. After countless trials and tribulations, he had finally stepped into the divine separation stage, becoming a top powerhouse in the cultivation world. Thinking about that year, when a group of youths from the great Tang country of theirs were on their way to the Heavenly Dao sect, the Sun King lay broke the sky to kill a Devil Dao powerhouse of the harmonization stage as easily as slaughtering a dog. And at that time, they were astonished by them as heavenly beings. And now, he, Kang Chia, also had this kind of strength, and could easily slaughter ordinary harmonization stage powerhouses. At least under the harmonization stage Seal King powerhouses, there were no longer a few people who were his opponents. Thinking of this, Kang Chia couldn't help but feel his blood boiling. And in his gaze towards the heavenly tribulation, there was no longer the slightest fear, only an unrelenting will to fight. Boom! Seemingly sensing his powerful battle intent, 9 violet gold figures steeply rushed out from the angry heavenly tribulation, killing towards Kang Chia. Heavens! What is that? Amitabha Buddha! What kind of heavenly tribulation is this? It's terrifying. The 5 ensemble stage Seal King powerhouses, including Elder Chiagong, were all filled with shock as they watched the 9 violet gold figures descend, and each of them cried out in shock. These 9 violet gold figures looked exactly like Kang Chia, practically carved out of the same mold. Like a miraculous scene, it shocked everyone. 9 of Kang Chon's imitations came out from within the pillars of lightning light and killed Kang Chia, and the others separately. Because Kang Chia was a heavenly tribulation, he directly faced 4 of the imitations, while the remaining 5 besieged the 5 major harmonization stage Seal King powerhouses, such as the Heavenly Worker Elder. Kang Chia fought 1 against 4, and he used his heaven tackling hand, force shock, force crack, and divine chop, 1 by 1, no longer having the slightest concealment, and his power was fully utilized at its peak. Because his opponent was his copy, so everything he would do, his opponent would do just as well, which in itself was extremely tough. Not to mention, Kang Chia was still fighting 1 against 4. It was definitely a tough battle. Kang Chon's expression was determined. His entire essence was raised to its peak state. As he fought and comprehended at the same time, he was actually improving himself in the midst of the battle. This was a kind of honing, a kind of chance. Facing an enemy similar to himself, Kang Chia was fighting himself through fighting each other to find his weaknesses and then sublimate himself, allowing his combat power to go to the next level. Thousand Birch, who was watching from afar, could clearly see that Kang Chia was constantly upgrading himself in the midst of the battle, thus gradually mastering the rhythm of the battle and powerfully suppressing the 4 progenitor bodies. What a terrifying youth! This son is entering the realm of egoless combat, fighting entirely on instinct, each move and style following his heart, reaching the realm of the Tao. Qian Hua was shocked in her heart. If before, she had only heard of Kang Chon's name and only thought that Kang Chia was an ordinary genius, then now, She finally understood how foolish she had been in the first place. This youth in front of her could no longer be described as a genius at all, but rather, it was more appropriate to use demon to describe him. Damn it! The black-robed old man glared hatefully at Kang Chia, his face full of anger. Not only was Thousand Burke shocked, Elder Chia Gong and the others were equally shocked. The talent that Kang Chia had displayed had completely and utterly shocked them. It was the first time they had seen a young genius with such overwhelming talent. Compared to Kang Chia's calmness, the heavenly worker elder, the black-robed old man, and the others were much more tragic. The cultivation level of these heavenly tribulation progenitors was based on each person's cultivation level. Kang Chia was at the third level of the divine separation stage, so the 4 heavenly tribulation progenitors he faced were also at the third level of the divine separation stage. As for Elder Chia Gong and the others, they were at the conjunction stage Seal King power level, so the heavenly tribulation prospect mimics they faced were also at the conjunction stage Seal King power level. One could imagine how powerful a Kang heaven that had reached the combined body stage Seal King level would be. From the miserable appearance of the heavenly worker elder and the others, it could be seen that they had already gradually felt the gates of hell. Facing these heavenly tribulation progenitors, even if it was one-on-one, they felt an enormous pressure. The only thing that was worth celebrating was that these heavenly tribulation progenitors were copying Kang Chia. And although Kang Chia had a strong talent, his cultivation time was short after all, and his comprehension above the arcane mysteries was simply not as good as that of these combined body stage Seal King powerhouses. Therefore, even a progenitor body at the level of a conjunction stage Seal King could only exert the great circle of force quake. But it was different for Elder Chia Gong and the others, who were all conjunction stage Seal King powerhouses. And each one of them had already grasped the great circle of a type of arcane arcana. It was also with this that they were able to last until now. Otherwise they would have died long ago. I hope this brat dies under the heavenly tribulation. The black-robed elder and the others secretly cursed the heavens. However, it was a pity that they weren't by Wuxia and didn't know the curse avatar. Therefore, not only was Kang Chia intact, but he had already begun to forcefully suppress the 4 heavenly tribulation progenitor bodies. And it looked like successfully crossing the tribulation would be a matter of time. Of course, if it wasn't for Elder Chia Gong and the other 5 major harmonization stage Seal King powerhouses holding down the 5 heavenly tribulation progenitor bodies for him, it would have been impossible for Kang Chia to want to be so relaxed right now. While Kang Chia was facing the last wave of heavenly tribulation, the duo of Zijin and Fandin also rushed back to the Thousand Blade Saber Valley. At this time, only a few years had passed since the fall of eldest senior brother, and the entire cultivation world was still immersed in the shock of eldest senior brother. So the two of them, Little Gold and Brahma Heart, only inquired slightly and learnt the ins and outs of the situation at this time. Boom! Inside a cave in the Thousand Blade Valley, Zijin was furious and smashed the stone table in front of him with a slap. Eldest brother is dead. Eldest brother is really dead. Zijin roared. He couldn't believe that the so powerful eldest senior brother had really fallen. How can that be? Zijin's eyes were glowing. His teeth were gritted. His anger was boiling, and his emotions appeared to be very agitated. Brahma Heart on the side, at this time also into stagnation, he also did not think that the eldest senior brother really died. That is the famous Blood Knife King of the cultivation world R. The prestige is only second to the law enforcement elder to the strongest person. However, the fall of eldest brother was witnessed by countless cultivators from the righteous and devil sects, so they couldn't afford not to believe it. Devil sect, poison sect, 10,000 demon hall, wait for me, sooner or later, I, Little Jin, will destroy you all. Little Gold roared angrily, then pulled out Kang Chia's communication jade slip, preparing to inform Kang Chia of this matter. However, Brahma Heart immediately stopped him and said in a deep voice, "No, you mustn't. Kang Chia is in the midst of his tribulation at this time. If we inform him of this matter, it will distract him, which will not be conducive to the tribulation." Zijin immediately had a palpitating look on his face. He also knew that if he informed his brother of this moment now, his brother would definitely go crazy and might directly charge towards the devil sects base in the Thousand Blade Valley with the heavenly tribulation. Then what do we do now? Putting away the communication jade slip, Little Gold then asked, "Wait, as long as Kang Chia breaks through the divine separation stage, those few old guys can't do anything to help him. We'll only drag him down if we go, so we might as well wait here," Van Ding calmly said. Zijin was a little worried, but he knew that what Brahma Din said was the truth, so he could only wait quietly at that moment. It was just that he was naturally monkeyish. Where could he stay? So he simply took out Chen Sanchao's communication jade slip and told him about this matter. Chen Sanchao was shocked to hear this, and after pacifying Zijin, he hurriedly traveled from the Great Tang country to the Heavenly Dao sect, and then transferred from the Heavenly Dao sect to the Thousand Blade Valley. While Chen Sanchao rushed to the Thousand Blade Valley, Kang Chon's heavenly tribulation was also approaching its end. Elder Chiagong and the others, who had managed to survive the heavenly tribulation with great difficulty, were heavily injured by the last 5 heavenly tribulation progenitor bodies, exploding themselves, and each one of them was heavily injured.